Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about economic vacancy, what it is, and what a good baseline should be when you are reviewing investment materials. I'm Christina Siren with Bullseye Investments, where we help busy professionals create a better financial future through apartment investing without the huge time commitment. So, economic vacancy, what is it, and why should you as a passive investor be aware of this? Need to be aware of this. Economic vacancy is essentially your lost money from the potential income a property could create each month. This includes things like unleased or empty units. It includes a loss to lease, which is the difference between what an apartment might be advertised for versus what the lease is signed for. This includes things like concessions. Sometimes specials are run where you get your first month's rent free, or if you sign up now, we will waive certain fees associated with leasing, or you might get a discount on an add-on. Your internet package could be an add-on to the cost of your rent, and they might be offering it to you for $20 instead of $30 a month for the first 6 months or something like that. These are concessions, things that are used to encourage new potential residents to sign a lease because you are not making money if you have empty units. And it also includes bad debt, which is known as delinquency. So residents who are either not paying their rent or on time or not paying their rent in full. All of these things contribute to economic vacancy. And when you're looking at investment opportunities, a really good sponsor is going to underwrite for a certain amount of economic vacancy. Generally speaking, on a stabilized property, so one where a majority of the renovations are done and you have a very high number of leased units, you are looking for 11% or less, pretty much across the board, because there's this expectation that someone always might, you're always going to have someone that's going to be a little late with their rent, or you're always going to have a unit that someone is moving out of and the next person can't move in for 2 weeks. So you might miss that rental period or that full month's rent. You're always hoping your sponsors are underwriting with some form of economic vacancy in mind. That shows that they're being very conservative. And like I said, 11% is fairly typical for across the board for a stabilized property. If you are taking a property and doing very heavy renovations, a huge value add, your economic vacancy might be higher because that property is undergoing so many renovations, and they're trying to get those done so that the property itself can be stabilized where you do have that consistent monthly income coming in. Now, with Class A and the higher asset classes, some people say that a better baseline would be 8 or 9%, as opposed to the 11%, because of the type of resident. They generally tend to be making more money. They're not living paycheck to paycheck. And you just generally expect there to be less delinquency or bad debt from those residents. To kind of give you an overview and a baseline, remember, your sponsorship team may have a different number for their economic vacancy when you're looking at the paperwork or listening to the webinar or reviewing the PPM. And that's a little flag for you to say, hey, I need to ask them, how did they get to this number and why is it at this number? So that when you are investing, you feel totally comfortable and confident with the information they presented to you and the fact that that number is different than what is considered standard, quote unquote standard. I hope this content helped you. Feel free to drop a comment below letting us know the best excuse that you have for someone not paying their rent or being delinquent. What is the most off the wall, but somewhat fairly believable reason that either you have heard or that you can think of? Leave that in the comments below for us. I can't wait to see what hilarious things you guys come up with. Other than that, feel free to like this video, share it with somebody else who's learning about multifamily investing so that they too can feel confident and be a savvy investor. And if you want access to all of our videos, as soon as we post them, hit the subscribe button. Other than that, if you are ready to take that next step and begin your journey in multifamily syndication investments, head on over to our website, bullseye-investments.com, and fill out an investor application to get that process started. I look forward to hearing from you, and we will be bringing you new content soon. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.